Catherine Zhang, also known as Kat, is an activist student at Plano West Senior High School. She is heavily involved in politics, education, and government. She is recently elected Speaker of the House for Texas's branch of Junior State of America, the largest student-run organization in the nation. Other achievements include being ranked within the top 8 teams in public forum debate in Texas, winning the World Affairs Council Academic World Quest national title, and achieving 3rd place in International Public Policy Forum competition. She also serves as board chairwoman for a nonprofit education organization she founded with a group of peers called the Outreach Movement. Please give a warm welcome to Kat Zhang.
Wow, that was a cool introduction. Hi everyone, my name is Catherine Zhang and I'm a senior at Plano West Senior High School. In April I will turn 18 and I will finally be eligible to vote. And I'm glad to announce that the first ballot that I will ever cast will be for Dr. Solomon. In case you're not already astounded by Dr. Solomon, let me tell you this. It is pretty rare for any student my age to participate in our political system. 84% of millennials between the ages of 18 and 24 can't name their home state senator, much less a school board candidate in their local community. The fact that Dr. Solomon can not only mobilize young people to vote, but also recruit them to speak on his behalf is in front of an audience of adults is a testimony to how extraordinary of a candidate he is. A little bit of background. I met Dr. Solomon at the TEDx Plano event where he was a host and I was a speaker. And at TEDx Plano, I delivered a speech about the necessity of student voices in education reform. This is an idea that I've been pushing for quite a long time. Students are the consumers of public education, one of the greatest products that our government has to offer. So when decisions are being made in Plano or Austin or even in Washington, it affects us the most. Yet when it comes to planning our own education, we're constantly left out of the conversation. People who make education policy always wonder how they can get students more engaged or involved. But rarely it occurs to them that they should just ask students themselves. So for the past year, I've been trying as hard as I can to prove to people that students are more than capable of making decisions and getting involved in their education system. I write articles for the Dallas Morning News, I show up to school board meetings, and I email elected officials a lot. I even have an app for it. And for a strong advocate of student voices, it seems like I am perfectly fine standing on my own 2 feet. But a lot of times that's far from the truth. I get shy and scared of speaking. I'm actually shaking right now, especially when I'm the only non-adult in the room. And even the most independent and dauntless people need help sometimes. No one has been more supportive or encouraging than Dr. Solomon. For example, in December, the Board of Trustees emailed my principal, Kathy King, and invited me to participate in a focus group for our district superintendent search. Older men from the business community had no problem voicing out their concerns. They spoke frequently, sometimes even talking over each other. And I, as the only student in the room, was really scared and a lot more timid. I worried about interrupting people and seeming rude. I thought out each of my remarks before I said them, and as a consequence, I often didn't speak at all when questions were asked. Dr. Solomon, who's someone who has no problem being vocal, not only referenced me several times in his comments, he also prodded me up to speak, saying things like, "I think Catherine is an expert in this. Why don't we ask her?" He could have taken the entire time to voice his own opinions, but he made an effort to make sure that I had the opportunity to speak mine. This is a clear illustration of how much Dr. Solomon cares about those around him, and how great of a public official he would be. Too often, our elected representatives act as if they have 2 mouths and 1 ear instead of the other way around. Dr. Solomon makes sure that everyone gets his or her voice heard. When I attend school board meetings, Dr. Solomon saves me a seat at the front of the room. I never have to worry about sitting alone. And if it weren't for him, I would probably sit meekly in the back each time, unsure of how to participate or what to say. I often talk about the need for students to speak up, but without his support and encouragement, I'd have passed up many opportunities to vocalize what I believe in. I support Dr. Solomon because he listens. I support him because I think he will bring energy and ambition and heart to the Board of Trustees. Not like it's not there already, though. And in May, I will support him by making my contributions at the polls. Recently, I received notification that I am a likely admit to the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business, meaning that I am a coveted recruit for the best undergraduate business program in the nation. Attached to the letter that Penn sent me was a quote from my application essay about how I am a restless student who tries to stretch the bounds of conventional classroom settings. But without Dr. Solomon, my abilities to stretch these bounds would be limited. This morning, I had my interview for Stanford University, which went pretty well. My interviewer was most impressed with my willingness to make a difference in my local community. But without Dr. Solomon and his reassurance, I might have been too scared to have that willingness in the first place. Countless of my college essay and interview questions, asking me to describe someone who inspires me or describe what community means to me, reference Dr. Solomon. Admission officers from Texas to Rhode Island have seen his name. In just a year, he has made a profound impact upon my life, and it is with great honor that I endorsed him for the Plano Board of Trustees.